and they carried me. They clear the way to my heart. Thank you to magic for rescuing me.
Well, hello. This is new in the studio. Let me show you. This is the kitchen area. You've probably seen me walk up these stairs and then through that door. A whole bunch of work is being done. Outside, I've shown you the men. Well, I've gone, oh, there's men outside. There's all this stuff. Oh, you can't see that. So they installed this dust guard for me. So I'm in here as usual, but just covering that space there to stop loads of dust because it's part of a chimney, and then up at the top, I think they need to knock it down or something like that. Anyway, well, this is all fine and good. The trouble for me is they're doing lots of banging noise upstairs. So I'm just catching up with the news on Discord, and I see that FXHash has released their on-chain part of their update, and somebody's talking about getting the first on-chain project up.
Meow, meow, meow. I'm about to tweet our YouTube video, Dan. Can you take a quick look?
Okay, thanks, Kitty. And I see that there's already a project up there that is on-chain, but it's set for the future. I think it's tomorrow or something like that. So I'm wondering if I release a project today on FXHash, on Tezos, on-chain, that'll be the first on-chain project. And is that a ridiculous thing to do? Or should I just do it? Because I had other plans for today, but maybe I spend the next 2 hours getting something up and ready onto FXHash. And I'm really tempted to do that, even though it's a terrible idea. The market is down at the moment. No one will see it. No one will buy it. It's still worth doing. It's got to be worth doing. So I'm going to do that. Let's see how that goes. This is not what I planned for today at all.
In the woods, yet today, if they wouldn't have found me, I don't dare to think about what I would have been without them. Oh, thank you to...
It's a lovely, slightly rainy Thursday morning, and yesterday all went off the rails a little bit. I spoke to the camera about suddenly doing a project. But I think when I get into the studio today, I'll explain that just a little bit more. And then after I dropped the project, I sort of had this weird energy about me that I often get once I finish and launch something, that I want to just keep refreshing the page and that I've done my job for the day and I haven't got anything else to do, which wasn't true. I had the newsletter to do and stuff like that. So it took me all my effort to drag my brain back to focusing on that.
Thank you to fairies.
I'm just going to settle in because I've just got into the studio, have a bit of a think. The builder's going to turn up any moment, so I'm going to wait for them to go. They seem to go at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. So it turns out I've got like 2 hours at the end of the day there to do some recording. So I'll see you at the end of the day and we'll see how it's gone. And I'll explain yesterday a bit more. I've not had popping candy for years. So this is about the level of excitement in the studio today. People sometimes ask me, hey Dan, how do you decide what goes into the YouTube video or not? And the truth is that I can barely remember what I did at the start of the week or yesterday or from day to day. So the idea of having any form of continuity throughout the week just goes out of the window. My weeks are structured, I just don't know what I've actually recorded until I review this video on Friday. And it's always a surprise because I'll dump all the video and then go, oh, I forgot I did that, or I forgot I did that. And then there's other things I had in my head that I did do that I clearly haven't taken a video of at all. I'm sure that's true for lots of people. If you ask them on Friday, hey, what were you doing on Monday or Tuesday? They probably won't always remember. At least that's what I'm telling myself, so I don't feel quite so bad about being surprised by what I did on Tuesday. Anyway, I've had a sort of gut feeling that yesterday's video was just going to be a little bit strange or not explained very well. It might be fine, so I might not have to do this little bit here at all, but I just wanted to explain it just for a moment. So FXHash, one of the platforms where I release my digital artwork, often has updates, sometimes small ones and sometimes quite big major ones. It's turned out on the last 2 or 3 things that they've updated, my project has been one of the first, if not the first project to use that new feature. So Tuesday night, for me anyway, they launched a new sort of small feature which is just putting stuff on chain. It probably doesn't make that much difference or sense to talk about that, but it's a new thing. So when I woke up in the morning Wednesday morning, there are a few messages going, I wonder what's going to be the first project. I bet it's Catt. And that was kind of like a challenge at that point. I was like, well, it may as well be me. And that's where having some projects that were like 80-90% done in my back pocket, which is something I said I was going to do, actually paid off because I had an early version of a feral file project. So that's what I did yesterday morning, and it was fun and it was great, but it's not at all what I had planned. And then my brain kind of does this thing once I've got a project up going, oh, you're done for the day, and just keep refreshing the page. So it was really hard to drag my brain back to writing the newsletter, really. Oh, the light's going really strange here. It's alternating between thunder and being really sunny outside. Anyway, that's all by the by. So yesterday, all my plans kind of went out the window just a little bit, and then all that sort of adrenaline and stress from launching a project all kicked in as well, so it completely threw me. Today, I've been a bit tired, and I've just been working through some admin and things like that. Not the most interesting update, but I thought I would record this just in case yesterday is terrible. And if it is, I can fall back on this. If yesterday made perfect sense when I come to look at this tomorrow on Friday, then I don't need to use this bit of video and it'll be fine. I'm pretty excited because it's new paper day. Wow, that's not good lighting. This is not good lighting. I've changed the settings on to have a different color profile because I realized after all this time they were slightly different. That was making me hard to match the over the top. Anyway, that's all boring. So I've changed it, but I'm not happy with it. It's too hard to color correct. And I've been meaning to change it all week, but I realized if I change it in the middle of the week, it'll make editing today's notes really hard. So hopefully on Monday I remember to change it. Anyway, you don't want to know about that. New paper has arrived. This comes from Steph, who makes handmade paper. And I think she's just moving studios or something at the moment, so she's had a bit of a stock clearance. I, of course, grabbed a whole load. Steph is amazing at making paper. She made me these dip paper here, if that's in focus. Again, bad lighting, where she dips the paper like 3 times in ink. And I've used these for a fair few plots, and I'll continue to do it. But what I really like is because I do generative art and generative plots where they're all different, is not only to have every single plot different, but to have the paper that it's plotted on to be just as unique. So that's why I love Steph's paper. You can't use all pen types on it because it's kind of thicker and softer and squidgier than other pens, so you have to be careful which nib to use. But that aside, these are really cute. Look at these little... That won't be in focus. These tiny little squares. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with those. I wish there was more. Anyway, new paper day, and I've ordered some more paper to arrive on Monday, which is going to be even better. Big old imperial paper for all the writing. I'm going to put all this away. I'm going to edit the Weeknotes video, and I might tag a little bit onto the end because I'm going to be doing a little bit of handwriting stuff this morning. I don't even know if I've put you on the tripod straight, but that's the least of my worries. I am so tired now. I've just finished editing the video, apart from this bit, obviously. I've got some of this to keep the energy up. No idea if that's in focus. It's amazing how much having the builders in really kind of messes you up. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm planning on having a relaxing-ish weekend, and I will see you next week for some more pen plotting shenanigans. Oh, and some lovely paper. Anyway, have a great weekend.